Yeah, it is. It's really me, Mario Matter episode 22. The 2-2. I mean, quite the milestone, I will say. Now, it is a bright January 25th with my Splatoon stickers and cough drops. You know, they're all there. It's 12:01 p.m. and you're here, I'm here. It's Mario Matter. You're here for Nintendo news, and I will bring it to you. So, I feel like I start everything with, we have interesting stuff for today. Well, I mean, we do. We have fun stuff. We have seriously fun stuff to talk about with Nintendo and this and that, and something I've been waiting for that is really exciting. So, I mean, the headlines are good. I want to address some things. I mean, this is like juicy stuff. There's definitely, I'm going to address some things that you've probably seen in the title and that I've wanted to address for a while now, but just like never. Okay, so I was going to wait for my next live stream, but that's going to be when the next direct happens, and I'm not going to wait for that to happen. So I'm doing it here, addressing old videos and stuff. Why would I yell? Why would I do all that kind of stuff? It'll all make sense. So with that, we're going to do that after we read headlines. I'm excited to dive into that just because I feel like it's kind of gone a little, it's misunderstood, and I'm here to clear it all up. So we have that fun stuff. Do I have any kind of cool stories? What have I done? I went on a mini trip over the weekend. I won't say to where, but I went to a video game shop. They had a few cool games. It was a retro game shop. It wasn't like, wasn't GameStop or nothing. They had good games, but very unfair prices. Like, I couldn't think of a certain one, but here's one. Animal Crossing Wild World was $55. I bought it for $20. So you have that. Then you have like Donkey Kong Country Returns. That is, I think it was $35. Like, that's crazy. 35 is nuts. So bad prices. So what I ended up doing is they had a section where if you buy 3 games that are $5 and below, you get one free. Obviously, the cheapest one being free. And so I went over there and I got a few games. I bought, they're not, big enough to make a whole segment out of them, and I've not yet played them, but I bought Assassin's Creed for the Xbox 360. I bought, it was a London Taxi game. I think it's called London Taxi or London Taxi. It's for the Wii, by the way. And I also bought Scribblenauts Unmasked for the Wii U, because I never actually got to play that version of Scribblenauts. It was more so just the mainline ones. So that one I'm excited to dive into, but I have not done it yet. So I went to that store. Nice vibe, just crazy prices on most of the games. Maybe you'll find a small deal here or there, a small bargain, but I mean, for the most part, it's like kind of crazy. So bad luck there, but yeah, I mean, I understand you gotta make money, but it's just like, you can just find better prices on eBay or my favorite retro game shop, eStarland. So much better prices. It's just when you compare it, it looks pretty bad. But once again, I understand you gotta pay the bills, gotta pay the rent, all that kind of stuff. I get it. So not to bash them or nothing, but it's just when you compare it, the prices are not very great. So with that, that's my little story. 25th of January, 1 week exactly until February 1st, I think. Yeah. I checked. So 1 week until then. Let's start the week off strong. I guess we're in the middle of the week, huh? So let's continue the week strong and get into our reading headline segment. Reading headlines. Now, a lot of you guys know what this is, but for those who do not, we are going to go through Nintendo news that have nice and interesting headlines and talk about them. But the reason why they're not big segments is because I can't talk about them for more than 5 minutes. They're not super big, but it's notable news anyway. So let's go through. We actually have quite a few. So the first one is Uno is now free for Nintendo Switch Online users in North America from January 24th to the 30th. If you want to be specific, it ends on January 29th at 11:59 p.m. So it's basically just the 30th. But that is there, and Uno, I mean, we've all played Uno. You know, you put the card down. You've probably played it on Game Pigeon on your iPhone. You know, we've all played Uno. I actually bought the Switch Uno like a few years ago, and let me tell you, it's not like crazy different. Like it's not crazy cool. It's just Uno. Like, don't expect nothing wild, especially because it's currently free. But don't expect anything crazy about Switch Uno. It's just Uno. You can play against computers, which is cool if you're lonely like me. You can, I mean, it's Uno. You scroll through your cards, you hit the A button, and there you go. You're playing against somebody. So it's just Uno, but it is free, as I said. So I would recommend it. I would just say try it out. You know, why not? If you're on your Switch, you know, games have gotten boring. Try out Uno. Why not? So there's that. Uno is now free for Switch Online users until the 30th of January. So go ahead and download that. I do like how Nintendo does do, you know, free games here and there. It's just like it's sort of like, I was gonna say like an Xbox Game Pass, because I'm not sure if they still do this, but they would have like 3 games, and back in the day, it's like 2016, they would have like 3 games a month that you could try out for free. It's kind of similar to that in a way, where they give you a game to try out. Now, I will say, it's not always the most quality game. I believe once it was Stardew Valley, which is very quality, but like now it's like Uno is free. It's not always the highest quality game, but it's cool that they give out games for free for a small window of time pretty often. So I can't even be upset. Uno is free. But yeah, definitely try it out. And what's great is you get the full game. It's no demo. It's no small little compact version. It's the full game. Same thing with Stardew when it was free. Same with Uno right now. It is the full game. Go and try it out and let me know what you think of Uno. Is it worth it? Is it worth paying like $5 for, I believe, or 8, 10, you know, whatever it is? Is it worth it, or should it just be free for everybody? I don't know. I think it should be free because, well, it's free on Game Pigeon. If you know what Game Pigeon is on your iPhone, like text messages, it's probably free. Is it like free on the App Store? It sounds like it would be, but I couldn't guarantee that. I don't know. You know, Uno is Uno. But anyways, our next headline is the Super Mario movie. I read this. It piqued my interest. The Super Mario movie is getting little action figures. So there's one of Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach. And they're made by a company called Jakks Pacific. I believe they are officially licensed by Nintendo to do all that kind of stuff. I believe that you have to be to sell Mario figures. So these are coming out. They have 4 different figures. I've bought figures from Jakks Pacific. You can see them right above my head if you're watching the video version of this podcast. There's an Animal Crossing villager right there, Tom Nook right there, and KK Slider, that little white thing right there. I actually have a few. And the Animal Crossing ones, Tom Nook looks a little bit weird. I mean, they're high quality. They are good figures. The only complaint is that a few of them look a little weird. But if these Mario movie figures look how they look in these pictures, then it's probably good and it's probably worth it. And it's probably gonna be just as good as you would think it would be. Now, where do you get these? So, they're going to have them, it says in stores February 26th, but what is in stores? Now, I could not find any more information, but if we look at where Jakks Pacific figures are sold in the past, GameStop carries these figures. Now, GameStop, I went to their site. GameStop is where I bought those figures that I just mentioned, the Jakks Pacific figures that I have. I bought those from GameStop. So, they have them at GameStop. And from what I can tell on their website, they have them all available. So if you're in North America, GameStop and their website are for you. Now, if you're in any other country, that'll require your own research. I would try, but like there's too many countries. You have Canada, you have UK, you have Germany, you have too many places. Too many bases to cover. I mean, if you Google like Jakks Pacific, it'll probably pop up. Jakks Pacific. Quick spelling, by the way. But if you search that, you'll definitely see it. I mean, at least their main website for sure. So if you are interested, I'll leave the article link in the description, and I'll leave their website also in the description. So there's that. Now, our next headline, I lost my Word document, Metroid Dread. Okay, so we have to read an article for this one because I am not super, I try to read it through, but there's a lot to it. So let's read an article from My Nintendo News. All right, so the headline reads, Rumor, Metroid Dread leaker claims Mercury Steam, who develops Metroid games, is working on new 2D Metroid. So let's go through here. A Spanish Twitter user who apparently leaked Metroid Dread for Nintendo Switch before it was officially announced by Nintendo has said on the popular social network, Twitter, that the developer Mercury Steam is beavering away at a new 2D Metroid game, which the person says is currently scheduled as a 2025 release. Okay, so that's 2 years, not crazy far. Spanish video game studio Mercury Steam were behind the critically acclaimed Nintendo Switch game, and it would make sense for Nintendo to continue Mercury Steam's involvement with the beloved franchise after the critical and commercial success of Metroid Dread. Now, linked below in this article are tweets from the so-called leaker. Let's go to these tweets and translate them because they are in Spanish. The tweet reads, I love recovering old tweets. Now, this is a rough translation, so bear with Google Translate here. The truth is that at that time in 2020, I had a lot of data, but the confirmation came a couple of months before the game was revealed. What I like the most about this is now when I tell you 2D MS 2025, and I give you a wink emoji. So 2D Metroid something 2025. So that's what we're kind of going off here. And when the translation or when the tweet author wrote, I love recovering old tweets, there's a tweet attached that is in Spanish. I cannot read it, but it says basically the same thing. It says, in a tweet, it says 2D equals C, which means yes. So 2D equals yes, MS equals yes, and 2021 equals yes. So that was about Metroid Dread. So that is basically just saying, if you're lost here, basically the tweet author wrote, I got this leak right. I'm going to make a new leak, which is going to be hopefully right. And the leak that they're making now is 2D Metroid 2025. So that is their leak, and that's what they are saying is going to happen. Metroid 2025. Are they going to be right? I mean, they were right about Metroid Dread, and they wrote the tweet about Metroid Dread on April 14th, 2021. So, I mean, we can probably trust this guy or gal, but yeah, I mean, that's some big stuff if that is true. And I'm not sure how where do the leaks come from? I never understood where leaks come from, but Metroid Dread by a credible leaker, new Metroid game leaked by a credible leaker. I mean, strap in, because it's probably correct. So, there's that Metroid game coming to you soon, hopefully, maybe, possibly, who knows. Now, one more headline. This is actually, this is bad, if true, which I think is, yeah, it's true. So, My Nintendo News article, I'm going to read another article. Kirby developer HAL Laboratory was in trouble with labor standards for failure to pay remote workers overtime. Okay, so HAL Laboratory, the studio behind the much-loved Kirby video game series, was in trouble with the Japanese Labor Standards Bureau last year during the pandemic. the company was taken to account by the Labor Standard Bureau, as an employee at HAL said that they were not paid for any of the overtime work they had put in while working from home during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now that sounds really bad. That sounds terrible, right? That sounds bad. HAL Laboratory responded by saying staff working remotely from home had been informed that they shouldn't work overtime as they would not be paid the extra. The company said that it was the employees' fault that they did any additional work outside of standard working hours and that they would not be paid for it. However, this wasn't mentioned at all in the employee's contract with the company, and the person was not told by the company when they were hired. It seems that HAL Laboratory has now paid the employee what he was owed. Now, there are some tweets linked. I believe this is either the employee himself or someone who is just covering the situation. This was reported by a big Japanese news outlet, and yeah, I mean, that's honestly pretty bad. It is good that they are credible and they corrected their mistake. They paid, or I'm not sure if it's their mistake or not. It's kind of a whole misunderstanding, but it wasn't in the contract, so it's good that the rights or the wrongs were righted. But I mean, that just the headline looks really bad. Like, I'm not taking a shot at mynintendonews.com. It's not their headline. Like it's on all these kinds of different Nintendo news outlets. Like, just those words look really bad on your company, but all wrongs have been righted, and it's all good. But when I read that, I was like in shock. Like, I didn't know if I was like supposed to believe it or not, but it's true, and big news outlets in Japan have covered that. So, I mean, yeah, you're in deep water there if that wasn't corrected, but good thing they did, and hopefully the guy who worked overtime can work overtime even more and get us the next Kirby game. Who knows what project he was working on? I mean, if he was working last year, it says, during the pandemic, so that would be like early 22. Maybe they were working on Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. You never know. So when you play that game, just play it knowing that guy put in extra hours into making it good enough for you to play. So just play that game knowing that. But anyways, let's move on to our first real segment of the day. Alright, so this is not Nintendo news, but I thought I would come on here and talk about my older videos and what was the thought process behind them, and you know, just what the heck were they? Because I can't watch them anymore. I cringe watching them, just like a lot of you guys probably did when you were watching them. So if you guys do not know, I make YouTube shorts as well. A lot of you guys know them. The worst, you know, those videos, right? I make those. This is me. If you've not seen my face before, this is me. So I would make these videos, and they were okay at first, I thought. And so I would keep on making them, and I began to get louder and louder and have these controversial opinions and takes on things, and I'm here to explain all of it. So let's first start off with, because we gotta kind of break it down. Let's start off with the yelling part. So now this was unintentional. So if you go back to some of my first YouTube shorts, I was not yelling at all. I was very quiet. Now, I believe this to be just because I was trying something new. I hadn't done YouTube Shorts. I don't know how loud to be, what to sound like, and a little bit nervous. So I was quiet like most YouTubers would be making their first YouTube video, and that was me. And so what happened is I would get a little bit less shy over time. So these videos started to pick up a little bit, and all of a sudden my friend sends me a meme on Reddit that someone made of my videos. And it said, like, I can hear his sleepy voice or something. And so at that point, I was like, it kind of like, it didn't really get to me, but I was like, okay, I do sound a little bit quiet. Let's turn it up, okay? I start to be a little bit louder. Now, not like yelling loud, but a bit more broader. And so I think it's just always stuck in my head. And so I would just get louder and louder. And the thing is, when you yell, like, if I were to say, get out of my room, like that is yelling. But for me, I was just like sitting here and just being real loud. So I didn't know that I was even yelling a whole lot. I couldn't tell. And I'd hear it back. And I thought something in my head said, more energy is good. Or something like that. Like, the louder you are, the more energy you bring is going to catch their attention. That's not true. Don't ever do that. And so that was my thought process, though. And so I would just keep on getting louder and louder. And then I started to, because I didn't read comments too much, I started to read the comments, and one comment stuck with me. And it said, like, hey, bro, I like your content, but I don't want to watch because you keep on yelling. And that one stuck with me, but there was a lot of comments like, stop, why are you yelling? Stop yelling. And so I was like, okay, I am going to go watch these videos. Am I really yelling? I go back and watch. I watch the videos, and then I'm like, oh my, I'm like half shaking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am screaming. And so what happens is I become embarrassed of all these videos, because I make videos in advance, and I have like 15 just like sitting there, all me yelling. So I'm like, I can't let it all go to waste. So I've been putting them out. I would put them out day by day. And in the pinned comment, this is like mid-November. In the pinned comment, I would write, hey guys, I noticed that I'm yelling. I'm going to start to dial it back. I had put that, and after those 15 videos or so, I was a little quieter. A little bit. I thought it was much better, but it was still kind of loud. And then we're in December. I'm still kind of being a little bit loud. And then not until like 2 weeks ago now, I realized I was still being loud. Like, I'm still pretty loud in the videos that I was looking at from today's January 24th, 23. Even from like January 10th, I was still being loud. So I switched it a few days after. If I had to throw out a rough estimate, I could check for the exact date I had a conversation with somebody. But it was around January 15th or so, I really started to dial it back. And here's what it sounds like now. The evolution of the Nintendo logo. I think it's probably a good voice now. I've kind of figured out what it should sound like and how it should sound. But yeah, so that's the whole yelling thing. I never knew I was doing it, but when I could figure it out and when I could see what was wrong, I changed it immediately. Or I tried. I tried to dial it down, but it kind of took some time before I realized how it should be. So there's for the yelling bit. Now, before we get to the controversial takes and opinions, one other thing to clear up. Affiliate links. So with the affiliate links, I did definitely used to use affiliate links for Amazon, and I do use them now for sponsors and stuff. Like, if you guys saw a video on these Joy-Cons, there was no affiliate link. I was given these to promote these. My, thanks for doing that is keeping them and using them because I like them. So affiliate links, as I mentioned, I used Amazon affiliate links. I don't anymore. But if they are affiliate links that I used in my past videos, they now say paid link next to them. As of nowadays, on a normal video, non-sponsored, I don't use affiliate links anymore. I do link to certain products that I talk about, but I don't ever use those anymore. Only on sponsored videos will you see affiliate links, and how to know if it's a sponsored video. If you look in the bottom left corner, it's going to say, it says, what does it say? Like this video contains product placement, whatever it is, sponsored, whatever it says down there. You will know, and it's pretty clear. What a lot of you guys might be wanting to hear. My controversial takes, opinions, these things. Yes, a lot of them were jokes. Now, some of them were less of jokes than others. For example, I called Splatoon 2 the worst game in the Splatoon series. That one would be a half joke. Splatoon 2 is definitely better than Splatoon 1 overall, but I had the worst personal experience with Splatoon 2. I couldn't tell you why. It just wasn't my total favorite game. It's probably because Splatoon 3 is better, and I have more nostalgia with Splatoon 1, so that's probably why. But that doesn't mean it's a worse game than Splatoon 1 or 3. It just, I didn't have the best personal experience with it. Now, for the things like 1-2 Switch being S tier, Captain Toad DLC being too long, some of these things, guys, were jokes, and I've taken down most of the videos that I have the fake opinions in. If there are any more, let me know, and I'll take them down. I've taken down most of those all the ones that I can find. And I've just started to make real content now. I made sure that most of my videos were not fake. Most of them are real and true. For some of them that I just threw some stuff out there, threw some kind of zingers out there, those are all taken down. At least, all the ones I can find, they're gone. And I'm just making real content now. I made a video on fastest speed runs, accessories that I recommend and truly do recommend, these kinds of things. So if there's anything else to cover or you want to know or you're curious about if it was fake or not fake, please, I am asking you to comment down below. I will try my very best to respond to your comment. I am going to respond to a bunch of comments. I hope I can get to yours. But yeah, if you have any questions, whether this was real or you recommend this or was that an affiliate link, just let me know. I am more than willing to answer any and every question that you guys have. Feel free to ask multiple questions. I'm here to clear it all up. Okay, I'm not that guy anymore. I make real shorts now with a voice that I think is probably better now. If you have any suggestions for the content or things to change or to do better, please leave it down below. I cannot guarantee I will exactly cater to your thoughts, but I will try my best and look through them all. I do apologize for that, but if you're still on the edge, my newer YouTube shorts are a lot different and I believe much better than the older ones. So check it out if you'd like, and I hope that you all continue to enjoy the content that I put out. And thank you for listening. Alright, so here we go. I saw this, guys, a few days ago. And it really interested me. So, we all know the Switch is almost 6 years old. Wait, yeah, 6. I almost said 7. 6 years old, right? And so, Nintendo has just increased Switch production this year. We're gonna have more of them because the demand is still so high. What does this mean? Let's read this My Nintendo News article. The Nintendo Switch will be turning 6 years old this year, so speculation on the next gaming console from Nintendo has only been increasing from fans. However, a report from Bloomberg may suggest that Nintendo isn't quite ready to move on from the Switch just yet. According to Bloomberg, via people familiar with the matter, Nintendo is planning to increase production of the Switch beginning in the coming fiscal year that starts in spring. In fact, Nintendo has apparently already told this to suppliers and assembly partners. As for why, there are a couple of reasons. Nintendo is convinced that this is possible to do now that the supply issues and shortages are starting to ease. They also feel that demand for the console is still strong, and they expect the demand to stay that way for at least another year. Nevertheless, the company is prepared to revise its plans in the event that demand unexpectedly wanes, which is likely the reason why Nintendo didn't give a specific target number of Switch units to produce to their suppliers and assembly partners. So, they're upping the production. What does this mean? We're not getting a new console for announced for at least 2 years. So I predicted the next console, I believe I predicted 2026 or 25. We're not going to get the next console announced until, like, at the very earliest, 2025. Like, now it's like totally delayed, which is like, I mean, make your money with the Switch. But it's just like, it's going to be a while until we get the next Nintendo console. I mean, man, they're up in production. Like, I feel like I can go to Target right now, and there's already so many Switches in the case, like on sale. There's so many already. Is the demand really that high? Is it really that high where you need to make more and more and more? I mean, that's just it's crazy good. It's crazy good for Nintendo because it's still selling, and I mean, it's already at 115 million, and that hasn't been updated in a while. So it's like you're making more Switches, making more money. The fact that they're increasing production after 6 years is just crazy. Like, it's all crazy. I've said the word crazy like 28 times, but it's all pretty insane if you actually think about it. You're increasing production after 6 years. It's still going strong. And I mean, why wouldn't it? It's a fantastic console. Not my favorite, but it is good, nonetheless. So, I mean, it's definitely something. It's something special here. So, they're increasing production. Now, as I mentioned, this really pushes back the release of the next console, which kinda sucks. Because new consoles are everything. Opening it on release day, opening it on Christmas, this is everything. And that moment is being stripped further from us. Like, man, I'm kind of upset. I'm kind of upset about this. Because, like, we have a Switch, you know, we have the games for it. We're kind of ready to just move on, you know? That's kind of how a lot of us are right now. And to make more Switches, now, as the article did say, they plan to do this for at least a year, or they plan, the quote is, they expect the demand to stay that way for at least another year. So, I think another year would do it, because I'm not sure who wants a Switch that doesn't have a Switch yet, that is not going to have one in the next year. Like, you know, like if you want a Switch, you're going to ask for it, and like, you really, really want it. You're going to either go buy it yourself, save up money and buy it, have it for Christmas, your birthday, you know, whatever it is. If you don't have it in the next year, and you're able to get it, or, you know, you have someone that can get it for you, if that's the case, and you did not get a Switch, you didn't really want it that bad. Now, once again, obviously not everyone can have a Switch. I understand that. But, like, if you really want it, you know, most people have went out and bought it already. So it's just like, you know, I'm not sure how much longer this demand is going to go on for. It sold 115 million units. That's like, if there's 8 billion people in the world, 1 in 80 people, is that the math? Have a Switch? No, that can't be right. 1 in 80 have a Switch. Hold on. 100 million times 80. Is it 8 or 8? 80. Is 8 billion. So it's like if I'm doing the math right, 1 in 80 people have a Switch. Like on planet Earth. I mean, I guess it's not unbelievable. 100 million is a lot, you know. It's not unbelievable, but that's a crazy number if you put it like that. That is a crazy number. Which, I mean, shoot. That is nuts. 1 in 80, come on. Alright, so I mean, the point is, everyone's got a Switch. Next thing you know, you're going to Target or Walmart, and they have too many Switches. The entire case is full. They have too much in stock. You go to Amazon, they're doing free same-day shipping. Like they have too many. They don't know what to do with all these Switches. So it's just like, what do you want to do? You want to make more Switches? Gonna sell some more? Great fun. But, you know, people like me and a bunch of other people are waiting for the next console. This pushes it back to be announced sometime in like 2025, which is terrible. That's horrible. But anyway, they're increasing production. If you have not gotten a Switch, your chances are much better now. You know, if it's out of stock, that is, which it's not out of stock anywhere, I don't think. But, you know, more Switches. Who can complain? So there's that. Moving on. Alrighty, so I meant to talk about this for a while, but the unfortunate thing is, the biggest news comes out the day after I post this podcast. So, my last podcast was on January 18th, 2023. This huge news is revealed on the 19th. Unfortunate to say the least. But anyways, it's some big stuff. There's a plane outside. Only when I start recording again is there ever a plane outside, okay? So, we're going to wait for it to pass. We're going to wave to it. And, you know, fun times, jolly times. I'm not sure where they're going. To cross over a state like mine, but, you know, so, anyways, we talk about Nintendogs, we talk about games that are very similar to Nintendogs, but nothing happens, okay? Nothing happens. Well, my friend, something happened. So, headline reads, Nintendo patent suggests Nintendogs could be coming to iOS and Android, okay? So, when Nintendo makes something new, whether it be a game, or rather a mobile game, or a new console, we saw a patent recently be filed for a new type of Switch, which just means, like, from my understanding, it's just like no one can copy this. I believe it just means that, you know, no one can rip your idea, And so in this patent, they have to detail what it's like, what it is, show pictures. And in the pictures is literally a mobile phone. This is what they're saying that you cannot copy. It's a mobile phone, guys. And on the mobile phone is a dog, a desk, what looks to be a few books, a desk light, and a window. So it's basically a dog in a house, right? If it's a Nintendo filed patent, mobile phone, dog in a house, there's not much more that it could be than Nintendogs. I mean, come on. Like, this is like, don't make this too complicated. There's a place button. It says like place on it. Don't make this complicated, guys. That is Nintendogs. That is Nintendogs. So I'm not too good at like scrolling through patents and like finding out like what means what. But if you were to just look at these pictures, you can like place the dog down and stuff. And at the very least, it means that there is a dog game coming to mobile phones. Now we can see that you can control the dogs because in this one picture, there is a thumb on the screen and there are left and right arrows with the dog seemingly on the move. So we can see in these pictures that there is a dog on the move. You control it with your thumb or preferred finger, and it can go in all kinds of directions. And I mean, yeah, you place the dog down, and it's a patent. You know, obviously it's not a game trailer. It's not a, news flash tweet, but you can understand how this looks, and you can understand what we're kind of getting at here. We're getting at a Nintendogs mobile game. Mobile phone, dog, move him around in a house. Like, it's Nintendogs. Because I feel that Nintendo thinks a Nintendogs game would not do as well as it would have on the DS. And if you're comparing it to the DS, like, would a Switch Nintendogs do better than it did it on the DS? No way. I don't believe that. So honestly, to make a mobile game out of it is really smart, because you see games like this, like you see a game called My Boo. It was your pet, and it's like it's this blob thing, and you play games with it and whatever, and there are in-game purchases for like more energy drinks to play for longer. And so Nintendogs is a good game for a mobile phone because you can then add in-game purchases, which gives you money. So Money Machine mobile app, Nintendogs, it's honestly very, very smart. Now, on all these pictures, it says January 17th, 2023. So that's like a week ago as of recording this today. So it's probably, so we saw a patent recently filed for a new type of Switch. We can assume that to be the Breath of the Wild Switch. We can assume, the Tears of the Kingdom Switch. Tears of the Kingdom. We can assume that to be the Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition Switch. That's going to come out in May. So that's about 4 months later. Not that this Nintendogs game will come out 4 months later, but that probably means that it's going to come out very soon. I could definitely give this Nintendogs mobile app a 2023 release. Now, I have no information to that, but if I had to guess, I'd say it releases this year. And that's just the news itself. That is gigantic news that we are probably getting a Nintendogs mobile app game. I mean, man. After all this time, they're not abandoning Nintendogs. I mean, just how great is that? How great. And obviously it is a Nintendo filed patent. We can see on the, all the information. It says assignee, Nintendo Corporation Limited, Japan, Tokyo, all that kind of stuff. It's a great day. It's a great day when you find out about this. We're getting Nintendogs. Hopefully, this obviously leads to that. So I would hope it happens, but oh man, dreams are coming true. What do you know? But Nintendogs is coming to the mobile phone. Hallelujah. That's all I can say. So get excited. It should be free, and you can probably expect it to have in-game purchases like 99 cents, $2, $5, $10, $100. That's how they'll make their money off this game, obviously. So expect that this year, at the latest next year. Obviously, I have no information on the release date, as I said, but it's coming. It's hopefully coming, and I'm excited. So sick. Alrighty, it is time for your favorite segment of the week and of the podcast. It is time to answer your questions on Discord. You guys left me questions to answer, just general questions or gaming questions, these kinds of things. So, we actually have 3 questions, so not as many as last time, but that's totally okay. So we have one from It's Katie asking, what is your favorite color? My favorite color, it changes a lot, but for about a year or so, it's been purple. It's not purple by very much. Like if you ask me my favorite color, it's not like very confidently purple. Like it's purple, but then like right next to that is like black, or like right next to that is, you know, whatever other color. So the answer is purple, but it's very, very close. Like black is another one of my favorites. I like a lot of colors, but black, purple, white is cool too. I mean, like a lot of different colors, but black, purple, white, and purple is my go-to if you were gonna ask me like what color gum would you want to have. Purple gum sounds pretty cool. I mean, I'll have that. Channel logo and banner, purple. Like I like purple. So there's that. Next we have the Soda Boy who's asking, what is your favorite Mario and Luigi game? Oh, I forget some of them. What are they? Oh, Partners in Time, Bowser's Inside Story. Oh, okay, so we have these. Okay. I played a few. Definitely not all of them. I played Dream Team, Paper Jam, and Partners in Time. And I think it's going to have to be Partners in Time. Yeah, that one I had the most fun with. I played it on the Wii U Virtual Console as well. Fun game. I do like that one. They're all pretty good, but that's my favorite out of the 5. Next, our last question, JC the Memer asks, what Mario Kart course do you want to see added in the next waves? Mine was the Mario Kart 7 Rainbow Road. See, that's a good one. I don't know, like, it's hard to, like, cycle back to a lot of these things off the top of my head. So I have to do some more research. I can't, like, think of one. Oh, man. Because I've been playing Mario Kart 8 for the past, like, 2014, almost 10 years, so I forget a lot of the Wii ones, but if I can like look up like Mario Kart Wii tracks, I'm gonna see one immediately that I'm like, oh yeah, that one has to be in there, you know. So let me look. Oh, DK's Jungle Parkway. It's from the N64. It was on Mario Kart Wii. I want to see that one. I remember that one. That used to be one of my favorites in Mario Kart Wii. DK's Jungle Parkway. That one we need, and it's also a very interesting and fun, wacky course. I'm watching a video of it right now. I mean, brings back memories, I tell you. But that was a real cool one. There were like long turns, cool boosts, random obstacles. Like, it was a very cool track, and I want to see that one come back. That rhymed. And so that is the one I would choose. Now, it might definitely come back. It could definitely come back. There's like 3 waves left, I believe. So we could definitely see it, but I hope that one comes, and it's just a great track. Go and play it yourself if you don't believe it. But that is it for the Mario Matter episode 22. My dog is barking, so that's always great. I'm gonna go tend to him in a moment, but thank you all so much for watching, subscribing, listening, you know, viewing, everything. You know, I appreciate it so much that you have watched even until this point in the podcast. Like, that's kind of, you know, we've made it a long way. So thank you so much for watching. Shout out to our YouTube channel members for supporting the content and helping me create the videos that I create. I appreciate you all so much. And just thank you all for everything, for watching the video, the podcast. If subscribe if you're new. We make Nintendo content. If you're on Apple or Spotify or any podcast service, please give us a great rating if you did enjoy. And I'll see you all next Wednesday for some more Mario Matter. We'll talk about the brand new news. Guys, today's Wednesday, okay? As I mentioned, news gets revealed the day or the day after I post these podcasts. So maybe today or tomorrow, search in Google Nintendo News and then go to the news section. I bet you something crazy is there. So it's just my kind of luck. But I'll see you all next Wednesday for more Mario Matter. Have a good one. Take care. Have fun. Stay safe. Adios.